Chelsea has signed many strikers. A lot of strikers have come with a lot of optimism for the fans, but that is one position that Chelsea have failed to hack, with only few players such as Didier Drogba, Diego Costa shining when taking up Chelsea's number 9 position. And Liam Delap is added to the long list of the strikers that Chelsea have signed. And will he come and change the way Chelsea play? In our video today, we do an in-depth tactical analysis of Liam Delap, analyzing the player, analyzing his strengths and his weaknesses. Liam Delap has scored 12 goals this season and made 2 assists, and he has been one of the most instrumental player for Ipswich Town, though his former team has been relegated. Chelsea are rumored to have paid 40 million euros to sign him. Now let's compare him with the player he's coming to replace at Chelsea, and that is Jackson. He scored more goals than Jackson. He had a better conversion rate than Jackson. His shot accuracy was better than Jackson, but he received less chances compared to Jackson. So when you look at that metric, you can probably say that Delap was playing in a weaker team but performed better than Jackson. Let's look at the overall stats. On my left is Jackson's stats. Down the right is Delap's stats. But you can see there is something about Jackson. Jackson is giving Chelsea a lot of output, especially in the higher zones of the pitch, while Delap is giving Chelsea a lot of progressive carries and take-ons. And that is something that Delap is really strong in. The ability inside the box to position himself where he can score the goal. He's much more better than Jackson in that position. And also another thing that Delap's like to do is progressive carries. Delap is not that striker who will receive the ball and look to play the ball to other players. No, he likes to receive the ball and immediately look to carry the ball. That is one of his strengths. And I think this has probably been his game because he has been playing for a counter-attacking team and therefore needed to hone his skills in just ball carrying. But one thing I have to give it to Delap is that in the box, he's more potent than Jackson. He's shooting, he shoots with power, he shoots similar to the way Frank Lampard used to shoot at Chelsea with a lot of power. He likes to have a strong shot. And if you have this kind of player occupying those center backs, because he's also quite physical, there's one thing we need to give it to Delap. He's physical, he's fast, he likes to run, and he's very good in 1v1 situations. And because of this, we need to give one thing to Delap, and that is his potency when he's inside the 18-yard box. Now, you cannot compare that with Jackson. But in this video, we're also going to compare him with other striker targets that Chelsea are looking for. But one thing I'm not so happy about Delap is the way he likes to hold on to the ball a lot. In a time when he actually goes ahead and loses the ball, he holds on to the ball instead of playing the ball to a player in a better position to attempt shots on target. And that is one thing that I want Delap to heavily improve. But I'm going to do this. But before we start our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get right into it. Delap, a lot of fans, he's not one of the favorites for a lot of fans, but adding him for 30 million it's okay. Compared that he has Premier League experience and English football experience, that's okay compared to the number of games Chelsea are going to play next season. Let's compare Delap with Gyökeres. Don't forget that Chelsea are still going for another striker, and most likely they are going to try and get Gyökeres, who, in my opinion, I would really want to come to Chelsea. And let's just look at the statistics of both of these players and see how these players are moving. Now, when you look at this, you notice one thing. When it comes to progressive carries, you can see Delap is high. But when it comes to all other components, chance creation, shooting, shots, progressive passes, you can see that Gyökeres beats him. And why is this so? Gyökeres is more of a goal scorer, a potent goal scorer, and a potent guy who likes to link up play, compared to Delap, who likes to carry the ball. Now let's compare him with another striker, and that is Victor Osimhen. But one thing about Victor Osimhen that I like is that inside the box, he's strong. He heads the ball. If you whip in crosses, he's one player who has a strong aerial ability. And you can see it from the stats. When it comes to aerial duels, he beats him. But Delap beats Osimhen in pressing, which is one of the key areas for Enzo Maresca's team. And number two, progressive carries. Delap likes to carry the ball a lot. But also when you look at the shot conversion, Delap also beats Osimhen, meaning that he is more likely to score the few chances he gets than Osimhen. Now let's compare all the three of them. Link-up play, you automatically notice when it comes to link-up play that Osimhen is better than all of them. Pressing, you notice that Liam Delap is actually way better, but Osimhen is also, Gyökeres is also an excellent presser of the ball. But when it comes to aerial duels, shots per game, expected goals, expected assists, you can see that Victor Osimhen is leading that pack. But Maresca has a way and how he actually wants his strikers to play. And that is going to inform how Maresca is most likely going to deploy Liam Delap at Chelsea. Liam Delap needs to understand that one of the things that Maresca does not compromise on is positional play. Positional play is the way Maresca plays his football. And because Maresca is a manager who likes to build from the back, there is a way his striker plays. And that is playing as high as possible and dragging the centre backs deeper. And why is this the case? Playing as high as possible allows Maresca to create that situation where he can push his goalkeeper forward and have that midfield overload to play through the opposition. But if his striker is coming deeper, then he invites the opponent to press his goalkeeper. And that is one thing Maresca does not want. Maresca wants a situation where if the opponents commits players to press them in build-up, there are spaces higher up the pitch that open up where his twin tens, Fernandes and Palma, can receive the ball in between the lines. And this can only happen if the striker is stretching the defense backwards. You can see from this clip, you can see Chelsea in that 3-2 structure. You can see the position that Jackson is occupying, covering the two center backs, and you can see how wide Chelsea's wingers are. Now, this system, Delap needs to understand whenever the ball is played to him, he drops deep and immediately looks to link up play, especially to players like Palma. But one thing about Delap is that he lacks this in his game, as I told you. Delap wants to receive ball in that situation and then look to dribble. Here again, Jackson is holding the two center backs, is occupying the two center backs. Delap will be tasked to do this. You must occupy the two center backs so that Palma and Fernandes can thrive. Another thing is making runs in the box. But one thing that I would give Delap is that making these runs and actually finding himself in a position to score inside the box, he's way better than Jackson. But these are some of the things that he's expected to do. Sometimes even make dummy runs so that players like Fernandes can ghost in the far post and head the ball behind the opposition center backs. His strength, his physicality of Delap can allow him to occupy two strong Premier League center backs, allowing players such as Fernandes and Palma that space to create. Look at this structure again from this clip. Look here, Fernandes is picking the ball in a half space position without any markers, and now the fullback is forced to come in. Fernandes is able to play the ball onto Jadon Sancho. And this is all coming up because of the position of the striker. And I said this when I was doing my videos previously, that when Nkunku was playing, he was coming short a lot. But here, Jackson staying on the same line as the center backs is actually dragging the center backs away from players like Palma. Here, you can see both Lavia and Caicedo in those deeper positions, but look at Jackson. He's running away from the midfield and running towards the center backs. Why so? Because if Jackson occupies this position here, this center back is not going to follow Palma once Palma receives the ball. Again, Chelsea are building with that 3-2 structure, I want you to see the position of Jackson. Jackson is already making that run. And once Jackson is making that run, he's pulling the defense deeper. You can see now the defense is dropping deeper and Fernandez is receiving a ball from a position of space and is able to play a first time ball to Sancho, and now Chelsea are progressing and attacking the Aston Villa's box. Here again, look at the position that Jackson is picking. He's looking to make that run. And these runs are very important. But one thing I have to give it to Liam Delap is that he's very good at occupying these positions in the box. And those are the positions that he's going to be tasked to occupy because they're very, very crucial. Here again, Fernandez is receiving the ball, and look at where Jackson is. Jackson is looking to occupy the position between the two center backs because that will be the main aim of a Chelsea striker. This is something that we lacked, especially during that time when we were not scoring goals and we were losing games with 1-0 and 2-1. Another thing that I have to say is that Delap will be tasked to press high. But this is one area where Delap is very strong. I think he's even probably stronger than Jackson. Delap is a pressing machine. And because Maresca wants to win the ball high up the pitch and as fast as possible, Delap is going to give Maresca this kind of situation because he is a constant pressing machine. One thing I have to give it to Delap is that Delap is a constant pressing machine. And because Chelsea will be having more of the ball majority of the time, he will not be pressing as much compared to when he's playing at Ipswich. And because he will not be pressing as much, he will have the energy to press whenever Chelsea need. And this might force the opposition to go long and allow Chelsea to regain possession and continue to build up their play. But one thing that I'm very cautious about Delap is his link-up play and his ability to make critical passes. I feel like he holds the ball too much, not to my liking. I don't like a striker who holds the ball too much, and also he's not looking to progress the ball as fast as I want my striker to progress the ball. And these are some of the things that might just make him struggle maybe at Chelsea. But these things, he's 22 years old, and these things are things that do happen to a lot of strikers. Maresca is a very good manager. He's going to teach him. Delap has played at Manchester City. He understands positional play. That is the system that they have played with in the youth team. And Maresca has also coached him in the youth team. So Delap needs to understand that for him to even come and claim a position at Chelsea, he needs to improve his decision making. First of all, don't just receive the ball and look to dribble past everybody. No, you're going to put Chelsea in an element of chaos because you're going to lose the ball and then Chelsea have to run back and defend. And those are the chaotic moments that Maresca wants to eliminate from Chelsea's games. So Delap needs to understand that he'll have to change the way he plays his football. He'll have to change the way he does his things by looking to be more progressive and more looking to play with the team rather than as an individual. Inside the box, it's okay. He's very good. But outside the box, he needs to, once he receives the ball, make a pass. Give that pass to Cole Palmer. Give that pass to Fernandez. They are better passers of the ball and they will be playing closer to you. That is just one thing that I think Liam Delap needs to improve so that he can succeed at Chelsea. What other thing do you think that Delap needs to improve for him to succeed at Chelsea? Leave your comments in the comment section area below. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video. Bye.